The power of belief, the power of mentorship, the power of trio, the power of upper bound. I was ninth grade. I was in ninth grade in an algebra through application class at Upper Bound at Marquette University. The teacher asked me to go to the board and work a problem. Now I'm a ninth grade student, first generation, with some self-esteem issues, some anger issues, a recovering person with anger problems and management, low self-esteem. And the teacher asked me to go to the board and work a problem. And I got the problem wrong. I don't remember like she remembered it. She said I got mad and I got in her face. And I know I didn't get close to her face, but I'm sure I didn't respond like, or my face maybe showed that I didn't like the fact that you put me on this board to work a problem. I got it wrong, and now I feel more embarrassed. So I'm dealing with rejection issues, pain issues, anger management issues, a lot of trauma in my life, and now I feel embarrassed, and kids are laughing. So all I remember is she walked out the classroom and she walked across the hall and she went into the directors at that time. His name was Dr. George Lowry. And she said, Steve Robertson, I want to put out the program. So I remember going into his office, and Mr. Lowry, his office was dark. He had a desk, a big desk, and I was sitting across the desk, and he was saying, Mr. Robertson. I remember that so clearly because I can't remember somebody calling me Mr. Robertson. And so he said, Mr. Robertson, you can't act like that. We expect more out you than that, and you better than that. He talked to me, but he didn't put me out the program. About a year and a half later, he left and he went down to Chicago to Roosevelt University, and and that was the last time I seen him in a while. And then we had a new director. Her name was Lynette Brown, and at the time, Miss Brown, she came in. She was kind, but she had high expectations. She saw some things. She realized that I stuttered, and I stuttered really bad. She realized that, I was behind in reading. And she, what she did? She took the time to work with me one-on-one to better me. She saw something in me when I didn't see it in myself. And so I remember her pulling me in the office, going over vocabulary words, going, reading, pronouncing words one-on-one. Man, when somebody can see something in you and willing to go beyond their job to bring out or to make an investment in you, you remember that. Just like I remember Dr. Lowry, when somebody couldn't see my worth or saw how I was acting and acting like a zero, but he could see something in me when I couldn't and the other teacher couldn't see it in ourselves. He saw the 10 where only some other people only saw the 0. So Miss Brown was there. She was there for all the way up until Christmas time of my junior year. When we came back at the opening meeting for Upper Bound, the director at that time of EOP, his name was Dr. Arnold Mitchum. He was at the opening meeting and he said that you have a new Upper Bound director and introduced the director. And it was the same lady teacher that said Steve Robertson. He marched in George Lowry's office saying, Steve Robertson, I want to put out the program. Oh my. But with the power of, by that time I was a junior, I was in my junior year. In the spring of my junior year, the power of upper bound had started working. When I got to upper bound, I definitely was a diamond. I had great potential. I was a diamond in the rough, but I was a diamond showing up. I didn't realize it. I didn't sense it. But when you have warm demanders, people that care about you, people that's concerned about you, that see something in you, will make a commitment to help to bring out the beauty inside you, the process inside you, the value inside you, it can make a huge difference. So Christine Foss, the director, the new director of the Marquette Upper Bound program, was there. But by that time, I was a three. I was an honor roll student. I was, mid 3-point student. Some of the process of people believing in you, some of the process of warm demanders, some of the process of seeing something in somebody that's worth it and helping to apply pressure, being a warm demander to bring out the value, that potential, and to tap that purpose that's inside that person is huge. So I graduated from high school. I was Milwaukee, Washington High School. I got accepted to Marquette University through their student support service program. And, my first year, I'm doing really, really well. During the summer, between my first year in college and my second year, I actually became a tutor counselor for Upper Bound. And I can remember in the middle of the summer program, Miss Foss, Dr. Foss, pulled me to the side and she said, Stephen, when you graduate from college, Marquette, she said, I got a job for you. There's a job waiting for you. And she kept her word. She was a person of her word. When I graduated from Marquette, one Sunday, the last Sunday in May, I started working for Upper Bound on that next Monday. The power of transformation, the power of not giving up on somebody, the power of helping to be that warm demander, helping to knock off or add pressure, bump off or polish off the rough edges, that romance in the stone process. So I was there. Now I'm working there. So a lot of times, Dr. Foss would tell stories about the fact that there was a kid in the class that I had. He got upset. He got mad. And he got an answer wrong. And I marched over. She would say, and then right now, I hired him. He's on the staff, and she did. I appreciate each of those three directors. And I guess it would be the lessons of the three Upper Bound directors. One saw something in me, and he gave me a chance. And he gave me a second chance. And he spoke his belief in me when I didn't have that belief in myself. And sometimes in life, you have to take on some other people's thoughts because some of the thoughts that we have in ourselves, in our own mind, may not be the most healthy. It may be negative thoughts that we have in our head. And sometimes we got to hold on to somebody else's thoughts about ourselves until our own thoughts about ourselves kick in. So I had to take his belief in me, his belief in seeing something in me when I didn't see it in myself. The next director, Miss Lynette Brown, she took the time. She saw the potential. She saw some of the things that areas that I needed growth in, and she did what she could do. She did more than what the average person would do. She went above and beyond the call because she realized that it was something greater in me that she wanted to come out of me, and she was willing to invest in me. And sometimes when we're dealing with students and we're dealing with mentors, we gotta realize that one is we have to have belief in them, belief that all students can learn, belief that there's greatness inside of them regardless of how they're acting. Also, we need to have that same Lynette Brown, being able to go above and beyond the call of duty. I know it may not be in your job description, but sometimes we can do some things that's not in our job description that will change the life, the destiny of the people that we deal with. So there's power in sometimes seeing something and saying something, seeing the potential and saying, hey, you can do this, and I'm willing to help you to do this. And the last was Dr. Christine Foss. And she get a bad rap on the fact that she wanted to go across the hall and put Steve Robertson out. And she saw me when she saw me, and when she saw me, maybe I was rough. My mom had died. I was rough. I had a low self-esteem. I was rough. I had some anger issues. I was rough, but I had great potential. But she also was the one when she came back. She saw the improvement. She saw the upper bound transformation. She saw what can happen when there's belief, when there's people that's going to be warm demanders and have high expectations, the power of education and the power it can have on some to change destinies and lives. So I appreciate all three of the upper bound directors. So if you're out here today talking about beyond what you see, there's power in your belief. There's power in the words you share. There's power in how you interact with people. There's power in you going above and beyond and making an investment in somebody's lives. And there's power in giving somebody hope, recognizing progress and also giving them hope. And this is beyond what you see. Thank you